Okay, so this story was mainly coming up because I had a few ideas for some more cute things. I just kind of got this idea in my head, just exploring some origin stories. So without further ado, their first, her first word. Okay, Twilight, say mama, mama. Like Great Unicorn said, looking at her sitting daughter. Her husband could only chuckle and shake his head. Hun, I know Twilight's smart for a little filly, but I don't think she's going to start talking now. Velvet looked to her husband with a scowl before continuing. Twilight, how about Daddy? Try Daddy. The little filly, only about two, leaned forward and placed her purple hoof onto her mother's nose. With a giggle, Smith sounded very resembled the word boop. Twilight Velvet looked at the little filly, booping her nose with a warm smile, unable to be annoyed by her daughter. The same could not be said, however, of her laughing husband. To her husband, she shot a look that spelled out dismissal to the cast for the night. That was when the door opened, and a white unicorn stallion stepped in. Mom! Dad! I'm home! Hey, Shiny, Nightlight said, not seeing and started scrunching up her face. Nightlight, look! She's gotta say something, Velvet said, smiling widely. Everything stopped for the moment. All eyes looked at the little filly. Slowly, she scrunched up her face and began to make a small noise. Yes? Velvet asked. After a few false starts, the little filly looked at her target and squealed, Sing! She then ran her persistent to her BBBFF and nuzzled his foreleg with a happy giggle and big smile. Shiny! Hey there, Twilight. Had fun without me, kid? Shiny's armor said, picking up his little sister and holding her tightly. His parents, on the other hand, could only look on with confused smiles on their faces. The first smile. The gray earth pony sat against the wall, a small muscleless sigh escaping her lips, so she could never show it on her face. The truth was she was worried. Her mother had been with the midwife, nurse, and her father in that room for hours, screaming in horrible agony. Worriedly, she looked up from a small pebble she was playing with to another sound of pain, along with another bout of, Come on, puss, puss! Restlessly, she turned to look at the pebble and said, I hope she's okay, Sister Walter. Father said Sister was coming before it's time. Mother, she didn't want any type of present that might hurt her. Looking back on the clock on the wall, Maud continued to wait as the sounds of pain and anger rocked through the farmhouse. While it was true she wanted a sister, a part of her was beginning to think if it was worth all the trouble. Okay, so this was back before we got confirmation that it was Lime, Maud, and Pinky and Marble were twins. I wrote this as Maud was oldest. Thank you, dialogue on a certain episode, followed by Pinky. A few hours later, the screaming stopped. Nothing but an uncomfortable silence in the house. Calmly, the little filly turned her head to the sound of the door opening, and her father stepping out. Maud, your sister is here and wants to see you. The 3-year-old did not understand. Her sister is here, but how did she get delivered? She didn't hear a cart roll in and deliver her. That's how deliveries were made, by a cart. That's how her father and mother made rock deliveries, so her sister should come by cart. With a shrug and a sure, the gray pony walked into the room where her mother waited, past the midwife and toward the bed. She caught sight of her mother. Tired, worn, ragged, and made out of place. Her mother lay on the bed and held in her forelegs a small tiny bundle. Maud, this is your sister picking me a dime pie. She wants to say hello to you. Curious as to this little bottle, the young bear leaned in to see the little pink thing. It did not seem to be much, just a tiny version of her, only pink and with a flat mane. Maud took a little closer to the new creature in her life, casting sight of her new sister lightly scrubbing at her mother's gift, and then opening her baby blue eyes. Looking up, she stared straight at Maud and gave a baby giggle, which we all know is baby for I like you. I don't know what you are yet, but I like you. Instead, Maud did something that few could say she's ever seen her do, something few have seen since. She smiled. Her first, no, Where on earth did I put them bed seats? I just bought them yesterday. Pearl asked, walking through the house. Her mind quickly began to run through the possible scenarios, trying her best to figure out why he would at some point take the best bed sheets. Her search was beginning to prove fruitless, since she heard some upbeat dance music coming from her daughter's bedroom. Eyebrow raised, Pearl watched into her eldest's room, wondering why the 4-year-old would be playing such loud music. The answer came in the form of seeing said daughter sitting behind a makeshift podium, consisting of an old treasure chest, a microphone and hoof.
Standing on the runway is Miss Kitty, wearing a very bad original. This fun outfit is sure to please all her fans and other kids and playmates.
Pearl let out a soft chuckle as she looked at the audience that consisted mostly of stuffed animals and various dolls, including one of Princess Celestia. At the end of the runway, she caught sight of what appeared to be her new bed sheets. They were now enjoying a new life as a makeshift dress for her daughter's cat plush. Shaking her head, the pink unicorn leaned against the doorframe just to watch the scene. Yeah, she should scold her, punish the little unicorn for what happened. But she just couldn't find it in her to do it. After all, it might lead to something big that one day. A particular comment I'm very proud of on here is, it just wasn't canon, it should be. Big Mike? Pearl Butter called farmhouse. Nope, Big Mac said, coughing his voice. Even Jolly? She asked, smiling smugly at her eldest. Sighing, Big Mac turned around, mumbling, nope. Walking silently, he continued the long journey to the misbehaving tree. It was one that always seemed to give the most trouble, the one he would forget when he would tend to the orchard. Trembling, he thought about how he couldn't wait for his sister to become big enough to help him out. Then he could sit back and make her do all the work. Yeah, they'll sort of real hang around here for 3 years and not put in a day's work. Maybe I should start making her work right now. Serve her right. I'll swear, if I tried something like that, Paul would have mouth.
Eyeballs!
Came a squeal from a misbehaving tree. Curious to say who said that, Big Mac walked quickly to the tree and found his little sister sitting in front of an apple. The apple was bigger than she was, and it looked like it could squish her. But the brave little farmer was not intimidated by the big apple, quickly went to work trying to eat it. Big Mac could do nothing but stand there and watch, crossing his forelegs as his little sister began to eat the fruit of her labor. Maybe I should hold off on making her work just yet. I want to be a little, just for a bit more. Here her big brother approached. The young apple looked up to the red stallion from her apple and smiled.
I'm a big girl, Big Mike. I built an apple all by myself.
Yup, Big Mac beat for pride. Sure. Are any of you getting diabetes yet, or are any of you suffering from the overall sweetness? I'm sorry, but it's about to get worse. Our first race. Gotta keep moving, Rainbow Dash said to herself, pumping herself up. Gotta beat those guys to the finish line. Risking a quick look, the Rainbow Mane Pegasus took a look behind her, because being converted. The other 2 ponies were following right behind her. Looked like they might catch up to her. A smirk came to her, knowing that, try as they might, they would never be able to catch up with her. After all, she was Rainbow Dash, fastest little 3-year-old Pegasus this side of Cloudsdale. There was no lightning bolt that she could outrun, no pony she couldn't outpace, nothing she couldn't do. A small giggle came to her as she turned her head away from the approaching challengers to her title, determined to win the race. It did not matter if they were walking behind her. They were only trying to fill her with false confidence that as she was gaining the lead, over the ride as she caught sight of the finish line in her goal. Not wanting her parents to catch up and beat her, no matter if they were just walking, it was only a head start. The little filly put everything she had to winning this race. Nothing at all would determine for her goal, her mission, or her prize. Pushing her little legs to the limits, she crossed her imaginary goal line in a matter of minutes. Confident and happy she beat all the other competitors to her line. She thrust her foils in the air, cheered, I won! And then she turned her head and looked at her prize.
First place first time. You're having that.
What as I said, getting caught by the science speedster and returning the hug. If you people recognize this story bit, that's because I used it for past sins when Fluttershy needed to tell Dash to save her. I make callbacks to either one of my stories. Even as Legend Bringer, I may call back to Alchemy Student, and I may call forwards as Alchemy Student to Legend Bringer. A yellow Pegasus sat from her bed and looked around. Its feelings if her bed was empty. It was always hard to find her bed empty. When this was a sleepover, and Rainbow Dash, who was sleeping next to her, was nowhere to be found. Then she heard a small sniffling from the other side. When we were beside her bed, she found her friend rubbing her hand, whimpering,
Are you alright?
Of course I'm alright! I'm the invincible speedster Rainbow Dash, the 4-year-old glowed.
Then why are you crying?
Asked Fluttershy. I bumped my head.
Oh,
Fluttershy said, fluttering down to her level.
I know how to fix that.
How?
Like this.
The fiery Pegasus then kissed her little friend on the spot where Dash had been rubbing.
Feel better?
Wiping her tears away, Rainbow Dash nodded. Yeah, sure. Thanks. I said I'm going to hit you hard in the feels. Her first hoarder. The princess strolled onto her balcony, book in her magic. My faithful said that there's too much in this kingdom, Twilight began, looking over to various people from her favorite books. As such, I hereby order all of you to stop being so cute, especially you, she commanded, pointing her purple hooves at a large dragon in the center of the crowd. As of right now, I order you to stop being cute! The dragon cocked his head, looked at the purple hoof, then licked it.
Spike, you did not kiss the royal hoof. You're supposed to say, yes, Twilight.
The purple filly said, beginning to walk away from her book podium, eyes narrowing. She looked at the young Drake.
Now, you'll see this again. I order you to stop being cute. What say you?
The dragon said, nothing. I'll just put his tail in his mouth and begin to suckle on instead.
Okay, then, I will educate you into double flame,
Twilight said, putting her host of Spike's size and starting to tickle him. Dragon giggled, before wrapping his claws around her, hugging her closer.
Ah! Ah! This is an attack! You!
Twilight screamed as he was pushed attacked by the little dragon whelp. Oh, well, so much little spiky action. Oh, maybe I should add something with Tracy and Starlight. Bored! Her first audience. There was no other word in all Equestria that described how she felt at the moment. If you were to search all of the dictionaries in all of Equestria, you would not be able to find a word that would be so quite elegantly describe how she felt at this moment. Yes, the 2-year-old princess of the night was at that moment bored out of her skull, and there was only one way to fix that. With a tiny store of determination, she went out in search of a cure for her boredom. Said cure was walking alongside her father, King Titan, and was listening to his lesson on how to properly address petitioners in the public. It was then she felt a tugging on her tail and a small Tia coming from behind her. Turning around, the princess looked at her little sister.
Luna,
Well, King Titan began, it seems, dear daughter, that you have some pony who wishes to have an audience with you.
Celestia let out a happy sigh and looked at her younger sister. Alright, the princess of the Sun Kingdom now notices the princess of the room next to hers. What dost thou request of the throne, O princess? Little Philly crossed her forelegs over her chest, eyes narrowed.
Yeah!
She then pointed to her room and snored. With a giggle, the white alicorn filly nodded in agreement. I see. The crown acknowledges the petition from her royal majesty, and will fulfill her requests. She then turned to her father and bowed. Your Highness, we humbly regret to inform you we have to stop all work, lessons, and teaching for today in order to fulfill the request of her little sister.
The crown understands your duties and will let you leave to fulfill her request,
King Titan said, bowing his head in understanding.
You've done well on your first arts.
Celestia smiled as he picked up her little sister in magic and carried the filly on her back. Making sure she was out of earshot, she whispered to the little filly's ear, Thank you.
Yeah!
Luna giggled, nuzzling her head into Celestia's mane. And finally, their first adventure. The land of Saudi Arabia was normally peaceful and calm, unless a giant monster began stomping through the land. Standing in the way of the giant black monster were 6 young mares. Stand back, girls! Twilight said, looking up at the large beast. That's the dread beast of Heraklion. It said his breath is extremely poisonous and deadly. We can't let him barge into the capital city. Let me handle this. I can take that thing right as Maisie, Rainbow Dash began, only to be stopped by Anora's hoof. Now, hold on, sake, Super Cube. Applejack objected, green eyes looking down at her friend. You heard, Twilight? We get too close to that thing, might get poisoned.
Oh, you need to give us some peppermint sticks. Now Vincent is about to make it less poisonous.
Pinkie Pie said, stepping in front of the quintet. Verity shook her head.
Pinkie Pie, darling,
It's made you have to fix my breath,
but they are not able to cure poison. What this needs is finesse.
obviously he's a tinted monster.
Let's politely ask him to leave.
Oh, sure, that'll work, Dad said, rolling her eyes. At least it's better than just ruthlessly attacking the beast, Reggie objected. Had no seen the yellow filly flying up to the beast.
Excuse me, Mr. Rackingham. Could you please not rampage through the city? The horses there worked really hard on it. So did our Princess Celestia's friends. So we would appreciate it if you could not try to spoil the city.
Creature looked at Fluttershy, back into town before grunting and turned to walk away. Wait, that what?
Well, sometimes you need a little kindness.
Fluttershy smiled bashfully. Try Kittle. Come on, girls. Let's go tell the Sultan that their city is safe. Then I can begin to write to Celestia about... Twilight! Time to come home, said the stallion. If anybody wants to play some sweet, sentimental music, be my guest. Just like that, the world changed for all 6 of them. The grand city that was the capital of sucks of blocks and cups. The desert became a small sandbox in a park in Canterlot. The monster became a small Gila monster that just visited the girls, and began to scamper off thanks to the 2-year-old filly. And the 6 mares, whose names and deeds would fade into legend, that would one day conquer chaos, became 6 little fillies, all barely a year old. Looking up, the puppy raised their hooves to be picked up by her big brother. Come on, kid. Mom's making spaghetti.
Bye!
Twilight waved to the 5 mares behind her. Come on, Maud. Let's go get your sister, Supai said, walking around the star. Maud said, walking to the 1-year-old pig filly, picking her up. Let me kill it. The filly waved to the 4 fillies. Hey, I tell you, those boys from the old hoofball games can talk a lot, Rhino said, using his magic to put Rarity into her carrier. Rarity, I still hope you have fun in the sandbox, don't you know? Pearl said, rubbing her daughter's mane faithfully.
Uh-huh.
Squeaked the young mare, leaning back to the 3 mares. Well, kid, a pink Pegasus said, landing next to front Rainbow to ask pick her up. They be a waiting list, but you're looking at a future Wonderbolt's trainer. A large, bulky yellow mare landed next to her old friend, picked a Fluttershy. You ain't there yet, Firefly. You still need to prove you can teach us what fly. What'y, rammed Rainbow. Enough business. Did my future flyer have fun? There you go. Rainbow Dash nodded and pointed her hoof to Fluttershy. I think she wants a hoof bump. Posey chuckled, bringing Fluttershy within range of Dash's hoof bump. This left Applejack to sit alone, only for a bit. A few minutes later, she happily squealed with joy seeing Big Mac walking in with a cart. All right, Applejack. And seeing her sister's affectionate, happy nod, Sally placed her into his cart and walked off. So the rainbows cemented their bond. The elements pushed them into legend, and their bonds are what connected them. They would never really know that their friendship had gotten its start here. On the day that 6 random families would head to Canterlot and leave them at the sandbox in the park, the bears could not realize that the strong bond of friendship had begun here. But perhaps, deep down inside, they felt a mutual, familiar bond. From a day where they sat and played together. On a day where 6 fillies bonded, unaware of who they really were. Okay, also, you may notice the cover art of the main 6 looking so absolutely adorable in their baby forms. There's a piece of fan art out there with this by Beaverinator, and it has a similar plot about the girls all managing to push their little baby characters next to each other. I just couldn't help it. One of the big things I love about the Rain Boom episode isn't just how we see the origin of the universe, but a special type of bond that formed between them. Something that united them. It kind of gives you hope that somewhere out there, there is a person waiting to be bonded to you. that you could feel a special unique bond to. You just need to go out and try it. Or, well, like Twilight said, somewhere out there is looking under that same rainbow.